Today is Tuesday. Today is another edition of Rocket Launch Sports Picks in the Tuesday Load. A big welcome to you. What a game one we had yesterday in Oklahoma City. Instant classic. It goes without saying that both of these teams are tremendous. You can even call it the de facto championship. It might be quite a big phrase before the Eastern Conference kicks off, but especially, New York Knicks look like a great team too, and, Cleveland's winning some tough games. But these two teams, the Spurs and the Thunder, are showing absolute magic on both sides. We're going to get into that here. Absolutely incredible game. Victor Wembanyama, historic. That double-double, but 41 points, 24 rebounds. Yes, in double overtime, but that is still an absolutely elite list of names to be named in. Look at our picks from yesterday. De'Aaron Fox was named out of the game because of an ankle injury. Therefore, that goes down as a no pick. And that's how the sports betting books do that. If you don't know, if a player is listed in the books but is not going to play, then they take it off. And it's called a no pick. Isaiah Hartenstein, very low minutes, 12 minutes, including the double overtimes yesterday. 2 rebounds. Coach Daganot did not really do much with him. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, rough game. He got the MVP award. It seemed like Victor Wembanyama just took it personal, went off, while Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, SGA, very little production in there. 24 points, 12 rebounds, rough game from the field. We look at the Oklahoma City scoreline. Again, going back to SGA right there at the very bottom of the starters. He had a 7 for 23 game from the field, 2 for 7 from the three-point line. Yes, they made their free throws pretty well. Solid free throw percentage by both teams. Even Oklahoma City going 84%. But San Antonio going 27 for 29 from the line is a huge reason why they won the game, because both teams shot below league average from the field. 42.7% for San Antonio and even lower for Oklahoma City. However, you look at the three-pointers, 17 for 45. So Oklahoma City was definitely efficient from the three-point line, but they were out-rebounded. Offensive rebounds, defensive rebounds, all of it. It was a rough game for Oklahoma City. Now, the one thing they did do, they forced 23 turnovers. That was key. But you look at the stats, the real story was Alex Caruso. Alex Caruso, 31 points off the bench in 32 minutes. 11 for 19 from the field. He was like the savior, Hartenstein barely played. Even guys like, Lou Dortz, 22 minutes in a double overtime game, 2 for 6 from the field. That's just not typical for him. Jalen Williams took a lot more shots than you would have expected. 26 points, still decent from the field. You go to San Antonio, obviously Wembanyama, the big storyline, plus 16 rating when he was in the game. Champagnie, he was 3 for 11 from 3. He's one of their best three-point shooters. We had a prop on him in the game 6 to make bunch of threes and do it at a high percentage like he has all postseason. He was off from three-pointer, going 3 for 11. Devin Vassell, 5 for 12 from the field, not great, 3 for 9 from 3. And even Dylan Harper, 47 minutes, a lot of time, shot 40% from the field. He was able to also get 11 boards, which is also good for San Antonio. He had the double-double as well. And it was really Keldon Johnson who led the effort off the bench. There was not much on the bench for San Antonio in this one. But what a game it was. Victor Wembanyama, that huge 3 from way back where Steph Curry used to make it. It's just, he still does. But against Oklahoma City, that one classic moment, Victor Wembanyama basically just went in and recreated it. Couple clutch blocks, that and one at the end. Very clutch moments for Victor Wembanyama. He's looking like so much more than just a third-year player. Yes, a number 1 overall pick. He just turned 22 years old. Absolutely vintage performance from him. Next, before we get on to our picks today, we want to let you know that we are on X and we are also live on Threads. Our username on X is ROCKETUPSB because they give limits to the characters that we can put on our handle. So our handle is ROCKETLaunchSP as in sports picks. And then on Threads, it's just Rocket Launch Sports Picks, straight out. This offers you great text analyses. In other words, these summaries right here pretty much explain what we explain in the videos. Now, videos can be entertaining to watch, but videos can also be quite time consuming. So if you want to get the quick snippets, you can find it on Threads, you can find it on X, wherever you get your written form content. either Rocket Launch SP as in X or Rocket Launch Sports Picks on Threads. The link to our entire list of socials is in the description. We also are on Winnable. Winnable is where you can get 20 free days with the code TAKEOFF this week. This is going to expire at the end of Sunday, 12 o'clock Eastern. At midnight Eastern, we are going to take off the takeoff code for 20 free days. Whenever you do it this week, you get 20 free days. We are going to start paid picks tomorrow or Thursday. We got our 3 free picks for today. More on that in the description. More on that at the end as well. Without further ado, let's get to our Eastern Conference. We got an exciting matchup in Madison Square Garden today between the Knicks and the Cavaliers. Mikal Bridges is playing in his third conference finals. The Knicks make it for the second consecutive year. He is bound to go over 5.5 rebounds and assists because he is an all-around productive basketball player. We'll break that down. Donovan Mitchell, he's in his first ever conference finals in the West or the East. That dates back to his time with the Utah Jazz. He's making his debut. We'll break down his stats. We expect him to go under 17.5 points, rebounds, and assists to start the game, especially on the road. Evan Mobley, 7.5 rebounds for Cleveland. We expect him to get 8 or more. We'll break down how he has done in this postseason. Let's get on to Mikal Bridges. Mikal Bridges has gotten more than 6 or more rebounds and assists combined in 4 of his last 5 games. So that includes, well, if you remember, the Sixers series was 4 games. So that last game of the previous series was where also Mikal Bridges was able to do it. So he was very strong against a pretty talented 76ers team. We also have seen it in 8 of the last 20 games. That also dates back to the end of the regular season, where we also saw very good results on rebounds and assists for Mikal Bridges. Against the Cleveland Cavaliers this season, also going into last season, he was able to do this in 6 of the last 7 games. Going to our more advanced stats, looking at our bigger picture stats, looking at the entire regular season and playoffs, he has hit this in 72%. Very consistent for the NBA's Iron Man, who has not missed a game in his 8-year NBA career and in 3 years of college. We're also looking at his stats in his career against the Cavaliers, dating back to his time with the Phoenix Suns. He's gotten 4.1 rebounds and 3.6 assists against the Cavaliers. That blows away 5.5 combined, or 6 or more. We're also looking at what he's done in his 2 previous conference finals, 4.3 rebounds and 2.7 assists. He is a certified performer at this stage of the playoffs. He is bound to provide key rebounds and assists for the New York Knicks today. Then we go on to Donovan Mitchell. He is in unfamiliar territory on the road in Madison Square Garden, which can be one of the toughest places to play regularly, but especially in the postseason. Donovan Mitchell is bound to have a rough start and go under 17.5 points, rebounds, and assists in the first half. He has done that in 8 of his last 10 games. We're talking about home games. We're talking about big closeout games. He is not typically getting off to great starts for the Cleveland Cavaliers. Now, he had 17 3 times, you can see in that chart. Also, looking at the last 20, he's done it in 14 of his last 20. He's been under 17.5 points, rebounds, and assists in the first half. So not a very fast starter. Now, in the last couple games against the New York Knicks this regular season, he was able to eclipse 18 or more points, rebounds, and assists combined. But you can see in previous games against the New York Knicks, very similar team, since they've acquired Karl Anthony Towns and Mikal Bridges, they've been able to keep him at bay in the first half. That's also been the case in 58% of the regular season in playoff games, so more often than not, Donovan Mitchell doesn't get off to a necessarily fire start. But one thing to look at is Donovan Mitchell's splits. Remember, they played the other night against Detroit on Sunday. They traveled to New York. They probably did not have the chance to go back home, but either way, on 0 or 1 day's rest, his averages tend to be lower than 2 or 3 days. You can see that he tends to score more than 30 points a game when he's on more than 2 days of rest. And when he's on 1 day or 0 days, he tends to drop a little bit under. So scoring averages, yet again, he tends to fall under his typical averages when he gets more rest. So this is bound to be a factor, especially transitioning between series and transitioning to a very tough venue. And you also look at his average in the postseason in the first half, 10.6 points, 2.9 rebounds, 1.9 assists. So you look at that as a combined 15.6. That is not anywhere close to that 17.5. So on average, you can see he's definitely had this trend of not starting off strong. We expect that to continue here tonight at Madison Square Garden. Last but not least, we go on to Evan Mobley. Once again, he's a Defensive Player of the Year. He's a key player for the Cleveland Cavaliers. He is bound to go over 7.5 rebounds. That is something that in the Detroit series, he was able to do in 5 of the last 7 games. Now, admittedly, game 2 kind of off in Detroit. We only got 1 rebound, didn't play a whole lot, but overall, a very key contributor for the Cleveland Cavaliers. He's also done that in 17 of his last 20 games. That also dates back to the Raptors series and the end of the regular season. So Cleveland has played 2 7-game series already. Evan Mobley has done well in both of them. He is bound to continue that. He also is a good rebounder against the Knicks with Karl Anthony Towns in there. He has gone over 7.5 rebounds, 8 or more, in 5 of his last 7 games against the New York Knicks. Also in 66, 2 out of 3 games in the regular season and playoffs this season, he has gone over 7.5 rebounds. Keep in mind as well, he is on a relatively torrid streak since the All-Star break. He has been stepping up for Cleveland in big games to end the season. He has averaged 9.5 rebounds per game since the All-Star break. He has been on it the last 3 months. We expect him to be physical in this game 1. Kenny Atkinson and his coaching staff are really going to need physicality against some big players for the New York Knicks. Evan Mobley is bound to provide that. He is bound to provide some key rebounds and try to get Cleveland above 1-0 in the series against the Knicks. That is a wrap on today. Tomorrow we are going to recap this game. We'll go on to Game 2 in Oklahoma City, the encore of this amazing Game 1 that was last night. We'll also go back to our baseball picks. We have not done that since Saturday, and go ahead and get you 3 baseball picks as well. My goal here tomorrow is to get you 5 basketball picks, 5 baseball picks. 2 of them are going to be paid. 3 of them are going to be free for each sport. But remember, if you are watching this video, sign up with the code TAKEOFF, and you will get 20 free days on Winnable, where you will get to see all 5 of the picks and the analyses, not just tomorrow, but in the next 20 days as well. Thank you for watching today.